to my channel. Today I want to share with you the makeup that I'm going to be wearing for a Zoom quiz that I'm doing with my friends. This is a makeup look that you can definitely wear for any Zoom, FaceTime, Skype calls, whether it's for work or with friends or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. And you can also wear this when we can finally go back out and socialise again, when we go out clubbing or for date nights, anything at all. It's super versatile and I feel like it's a look that anyone can do. So if you want to see what I'm doing today, then please keep on watching. So I'm going to start off with a primer for my pores, just because I feel like they are quite enlarged and I just like to smooth them out so the foundation and makeup just sits nice on them and lasts all day. This is the Pore Minimizer from Benefit. I really like this because I feel like it does help with my oils and it helps to just smooth out my skin. I just take a small amount on my finger and then blend it between my fingers and then just apply it to the areas where I feel like I really need it the most. Next, for the rest of my face, I'm going to take my vitamin enriched face base from Bobbi Brown. I love this, it's super hydrating and nourishing on the skin. You don't need a lot of it either, so I just take a small amount and really work it into my fingers and apply this everywhere else, just so it really helps to hydrate the skin. Even though I have oily skin, I still like to make sure I'm super well hydrated, and I find it just gives a lovely glow and is a lovely base for any foundation or makeup to sit on top of. Next, for foundation, I'm taking my NARS Sheer Glow in Mont Blanc. I'm just going to apply it with my beauty blender. I do mix up my foundations a lot, but I'm really into this one at the moment. Next, for concealer, I'm taking one of my favourites ever. It's the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer. This is in Fair Warmth. This is really pale, but I really like it to brighten. It's really amazing. I'm just going to focus it mainly right in the inner corners of my eyes and anywhere I want to highlight and brighten. Apply a little bit to my jaw and underneath my bronzer, or where my bronzer is going to be, just because I feel like it really helps to just blend it more, especially when it comes to like my neck. I find this concealer blends so nicely and a little goes a long way, but it just lasts for ages, but it isn't really drying and it's not super glowy either. It's a really lovely in between. To add some dimension and a bit of colour and bronziness to my skin, I'm going to take my Curvy Contour Chubby Stick from Clinique. I love this, it's super easy to apply because it is just a stick form. And I just focus this everywhere where I want to just contour and bronze. Take a little bit on my jaw. Beautiful. So just gently make sure my hair is well back and blend it into my hairline, up and out, and bring it onto the apples of my cheeks as well, just so it's all seamless when we add the blush. I'm then going to take my beauty blender just to go all over that to make sure it's super seamless and there's no brush strokes. To bring some colour back into my cheeks, I'm going to take my cream blush from Bobbi Brown. This is in Calypso Coral No. 2. I'm just going to use a stippling brush and just pat it in to pick up some colour, smile and apply to the apples of my cheeks. So I look a bit crazy, but I just like to stipple it on the apples of my cheeks and work it up and out, and then add a little bit to my nose as well, just for that nice sun-kissed, flushed look. And then of course again, to soften it and blend it out, I'm just taking my sponge. It looks a little bit softer now, but I still look nice and flushed and a bit bronzed and glowy. If you ever are in doubt with any cream products that you use, then definitely have a sponge or even your brush to hand, and it just helps to minimise it and just make it look more natural-esque and just seamless. I'm now going to just leave my skin how it is, just so all the cream products can start to set and just sink into my skin. So I like to go onto my brows, so I'm going to take my NYX brow pencil. This is the micro brow pencil in chocolate. I really like this because it's got the spoolie on the side as well, which is really handy. And I'm just going to brush my brows up and out just so the hairs are all in the same direction. So I just like to follow my natural brow shape, do little hairlight strokes, and I always like to keep blending it through with the spoolie side. I then like to go in with my sponge again and just press mainly at the front of my brow, just so it really kind of softens and doesn't look too harsh or too intense. So if I was wearing this makeup for a couple of hours, or if I was on holiday or something like that where I didn't really want to mattify it too much or need it to be set for long, I would just leave it like this. And if you have more dry skin, I would probably say to leave it like this, but for me, again, I'm oily, I can't leave it like this if I want it to last all day. So I'm going to take my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just going to apply this to the centre of my face, under my eyes, anywhere where I really want it to lock in and stay put. So I just like to pour, tap some into the lid, and I always take my sponge and go back under my eyes to make sure there's no creasing, and then I'm going to take a brush and just pat it all over the areas where I want it to just set in place. I like to pat and tap it in and not swirl, because I don't want to disturb any of the cream products that we've applied. So I like to tap it in first, and then once I feel like it's all set, if you then want to go in and swipe it away, then you can, but I prefer just tapping motions. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to take a bigger brush, and then whatever's left, I'm just going to pat this on the rest of my face. I find as well, when I apply my powder, blusher and bronzer, it just sits and blends so much nicer on top of powder, because obviously it's powder again, whereas powder and creams don't always sit as well on top of each other. But you don't need to go in with a lot of powder, you can just do a nice wash of just a light translucent powder like this, and it can still keep the glow. Like, I've still got a nice subtle glow to the skin. For my powder bronzer, I'm going to take my Tom Ford Glow Bronzer in 02 Terra. This is just a beautiful warm bronzing shade, and I'm just going to focus this everywhere where we applied the Clinique Cream Bronzer, just to enhance that warmth and colour back into the skin, and it also just sets that bronzer in place as well. For blush, I'm going to take my California from Benefit. This is just a beautiful glowy pinky peachy kind of blush, and it smells incredible. It's so nice. I love how it's got a really nice kind of sheen, like a really nice gold highlight through it, so if you didn't want to add highlighter on, you wouldn't really need to. It's so beautiful. Now for my eyes, I'm going to take my bronzer again and just work this into the crease and just give my eyes a nice wash of colour. I find it just ties in everything really nicely when you use your bronzer as your transition shade. I really like to lift and angle the eyeshadow up, because I feel like it just really lifts the eye, and I have tiny eyes. And then for eyeshadow, I'm going to dip into my Modern Renaissance palette. I haven't used this in ages. It used to be my favourite palette ever. It's got just lovely kind of warm tones through it. It's really beautiful. But I'm going to go in with Real Gar, which is this more orangey shade, just on a flat brush, and just pack this on my lid. I'm focusing it mainly on the outer portion of my eyes, because I don't want it to look too closed off. I want my eyes to still look quite open and awake. So the best thing to do is focus most of the product on the outer corners of the eyes. And then just blend it with the brush that had the bronzer on it. I haven't added any more bronzer, so it's just whatever's left on the brush I'm taking through, just so it can diffuse any harsh lines. I think I want it to be a little bit more pink, so I'm gonna go in with Love Letter, which is really pink, but just take a small amount and focus that mainly in the center, and again blend that out. Next, I'm going to go in with my Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions palette and use that bright orange shade in there just through the crease, just to brighten it up a bit more, because I feel like it's quite muted and a bit dark, but I just want to add a bit more warmth and brightness to the eye. just like that. I feel like that just has really kind of lifted it a little bit more. Then I'm going to take the Icon palette from Charlotte Tilbury and just go in this really nice champagne-y pink shade with my finger and apply this into the inner corner and the centre of my eyes, just so it's a bit more of a nice shimmer and it's just really reflective. And then again blend just so it's all seamless. And now I'm going to do the same to the other eye quickly. To set my brows in place, I'm going to take my MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Brow Set in Bold Brunette. This just gives them a little bit more colour and just sets them in place as well. And finally for mascara, I'm going to take my Legendary Lashes Volume 2 from Charlotte Tilbury. To enhance my lower lash, I'm just going to take my bronzer again and just run this underneath. And again, and mascara. For highlighter, I'm going to take my Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlighter. This is definitely a favourite of mine. And I'm just going to add a little bit to the top of my cheekbones. I don't want too much because we do have that nice glow from the blusher, but I just like a touch more. Just a little bit more, why not? I'm also going to take some on my inner corner and under my brow bone as well, just so it looks more lifted. To line my lips, I'm going to take my MAC Boldly Bare Lip Liner. And for lipstick, I'm going to take my Estee Lauder Pure Colour Envy Matte Lipstick in 420 Rebellious Rose. This is one of my most favourite lip shades. I love it so much. I'm just gonna dab it on, just so it's not as intense. And blend it with my finger as well. To create a kind of ombre lip, I'm going to take my MAC Creme de Nude, which is a lot lighter, and just focus that on the centre of the lips. I really love this lip combination, so good. Even though I do like the lipstick as it is, I am going to add a little bit of a gloss. This is the Kiko 3D Hydro Gloss in 18. It's a nice metallic, bronzy, goldy kind of shade. And I'm just going to focus it on the centre of the lips where we applied Creme de Nude. You don't need to add the gloss. I feel like it is nice without it, but if you are somebody that prefers a glossy lip, this is kind of what it would look like. And to make sure this does not go anywhere and it stays all day, I'm going to just spritz my face with my All Nighter from Urban Decay. This is incredible. If you haven't tried it, try it. It's so good. And this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like it, then please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, but I shall see you next time. Bye guys.